Hi, I'm Leonard from TV Movie Online Germany. Nice to meet you. Great to see you.
Hi, nice to see you.
Likewise.
Hey, nice to meet you.
I've watched some of the episodes, but not the whole series right now. But so far, totally great.
Leif Eriksson.
How was your preparing for this production? What were your expectations?
A lot of phone calls with Jeb Stewart, our showrunner. I was lucky enough a few years ago to work with a lady called Elizabeth Kemp, who's an acting coach. And I did a week with her. And so I tried to mimic that week myself I rented a little cabin by a river away from society and kind of just dove into, the childhood of the character and what it was like growing up in Greenland, a very harsh environment. Where your survival instincts were very much sharpened, and then thinking about, being the son of Eric the Red, a lot of that work. And then on top of that, like Leo said, a lot of the physicality. So a lot of lifting of heavy things, and I was encouraged to put on a bit of weight. And so I think I put on like 10 kilos in a couple months, not necessarily shredded kilos, but just putting on weight from where I was, how I was for Sabrina, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, to Vikings. So there was a bit of a difference there, a transformation.
First question, what was especially difficult during this production for you?
The crew and everybody, they've been a part of Vikings, the previous, and they were so professional, but we never tried a pandemic before. So this is something that kind of also put us together, because, we were fighting against this invisible virus, and there was always that challenge, like, who's going to get sick? Are we going to change the scenes? What are we going to do? So in the end, I must say that kind of brought us closer together in a sense, but that was a big challenge, because we were tested, and this was the first round of the pandemic with no vaccine, no nothing. So, and, so people were actually dying around the world. So we had to be so careful and so meticulous about everything. And we got tested all the time, and really because we had like this show at stake, and we knew that you don't go out and mess with that and come back with a virus, because, everybody, like 1,000, 1,500 people is going to be out of a job. So but that was something that actually made us stronger together, I think, even though it was a big challenge.
Yeah, wow. You two, both of you, playing great female characters in this Viking universe. What do you think? How important are such roles for modern TV series like your female empowerment characters?
Well, I think, the end goal is for it to just become so natural that you don't have to consider it female empowerment. I think like that's the end goal. And, we've gained a lot of ground. There's still, we're not finished with the race. But, my hope is for, young girls to see this show and realize that, the parts that they could play are not limited to the way that they look, or that, they're supposed to be a sexual object for someone, or the girlfriend or the mother. Both of us play characters that are liberated from those kind of like family situations, or we're not driven by, oh, this man, this my kid, blah, blah, blah. We're characters that are driving their own story forward. And I feel like, as much as I love to say that, it also makes me a little sad that we still to this day have to go like, oh, my character has her own storyline. Women, we're more than 50% of, the population of the planet. So it should feel so natural, but at the same time, here we are. And I'm just very thankful. I think Freydis is an incredible character. She inhabits a lot of very complex and difficult sides. And I think it's really important that we're not always perfect or badass women, but we can also be complex, just like we are in our everyday life.
All right. That's on my part. Thank you for the interview. And I hope that there's going to be a second season. And see you.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Have a
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.